Well, see, there you go. We're live. We're live. Hello. Yeah, this is the House of the Dragon season 2 finale. Hello, everybody. Are you ready for your House of the Dragon?
Are you welcome? Are you ready for Bill and Teague's excellent adventure? We'll see if we can get out of this season without blowing up like Game of Thrones. We haven't gotten too close to the edge. The only sin this season has had is criminal underuse of Matt Smith. He's just kind of been wandering around Harrenhal talking to an apparition or a witch, making like weird statements about how it's kind of okay that he's totally out of it. And he just like that he's been told that he's sleeping in a haunted bed, and he's like, I can't wait to go take another nap in my nightmare bed. So he's been weird as fuck. But as for everything else, I've been fairly satisfied with this season. No, it's not going to be able to get to the level of season 1. Season 1 was definitely better.
Yeah.
Have we seen anything as good as that final episode of season 1 with the dragon eating the other dragon?
I liked the red dragon and the gold. That dragon, that was pretty badass. That's been my most favorite episode this season. Last week was pretty. The week before, when they were trying to get different people to 5G up with the dragon to see if,
right,
that was pretty fucking cool, because a lot of people ended up getting roasted.
We waited a while to see an episode that good. We had 2 real slow, fillerish, bloatish kind of episodes that didn't have the same kind of appeal of some of the other ones. And one of the things that sucked was, wow, Radioactive, thank you, my man.
Yes, thank you, Radioactive.
Thank you,
Radio. Yeah. Thank you, Radioactive. Gives a super sticker of a dancing, whatever that, what is that, a dancing bot? I don't know.
It's on your stream, not mine, so I gotta go look. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like a dancing game controller.
It's a dancing game controller.
Yes.
Woot!
Woot woot! You
Thank
rock.
You
Thank you
so
very much.
Thank you so much. And hey, Jeff Wyatt. Oh,
hey, Jeff Wyatt.
And Jeff Wyatt's over on my side of the channel. We got John the Beagle Dad. We got Outlaw Bill. Some guy, Admiral Teague. Disreputable, I'm sure. Will Eye Patch McCain or Dreadlock Biden win in the end? Tune in to find out. That's a good way to put it. Eye Patch McCain and Dreadlock Biden have been big players in the last couple of episodes. We've done a little bit of dancing close to the edge of the look of our characters. The guy with the machine cut hair, it was a little bit like, well, I don't know. Like, we can get away with it in a movie about ancient Rome because we could just wax down everyone's Caesar, but this was weird, and he wasn't exactly the greatest of all time. But it's good. You know what? He was able to bond with that dragon. That dragon did not want. See, what happened was we got 2 really slow plot episodes, and they were too proud of themselves for the episode called Blood and Cheese, and we heard them keep congratulating themselves. Blood and cheese. Blood and cheese.
That's where a bunch of rat catchers got. Well, they got hung from the walls of the Capitol.
What happened was Blood and Cheese was they get the rat catcher to let them in, because the rat catcher they're like, I don't know, that was like a Roomba.
That was the name of the rat, 2 different rat catchers, I believe.
No, the deal is the cheese was the bait for the rats, and that was what kills rats, and then blood was what they got out of the small humans that they deleted. The small human that they deleted. I think, I don't know, I didn't read the book, but like they were just way too pleased with themselves, and they said it like, now we're going to celebrate the events of Blood and Cheese, and it's just like, oh god, and it's just like, it got a little too slow, and in the last episode they're cognizant that they had gone a bit too far in a few places. They tried to get by in one episode with having Matt Smith just trip out with this witch lady, and it got a little old, but the episode was still fairly interesting and had a lot something to say. The last episode, we had two chicks make out, and even Bill and I, who love that sort of thing, we thought it was just gratuitous to the story. We had a joke that worked, though, where 2 weeks in a row we've had people fried by dragons. Week one, the fried by
At
the
least
dragon,
two hot girls
that
kissing is
worked.
better than a bunch of scissoring man-haters that say, the power of money.
Let's not even talk about that for the moment, but like that kiss just comes flying out of nowhere. They show up, they're kissing each other, and then they're not kissing each other. And then they go on with their conversation like nothing happened. So it's just like, it leaves your head spinning. It was an event-free episode that had both, like after the Ratcatcher incident, we had an event-free episode where they try to get one guy with some Targaryen blood to sync up in 5G up with the dragon. He's like, yeah, I'll do it, because it's like it'll move you up in this world. So he's trying it, and what we figured out was dragons like people who like think in a very linear manner and don't break their train of thought. So this guy was doing all right. The dragon was almost ready to submit, and he walked up to it, and then he stops and he kind of holds his hand out, and it almost looks like a good move, but like the dragon balks at it, and they did a good job of animating the dragon's face, and he just fries that guy and two of the dragon handlers, one of whom knows that this isn't going to go well, and takes a knife to his own part of his body below his chin and deletes himself. But like he fucks that up because we make sure to see him squirming and thrashing on the floor in what is one of the most horrible but hilarious jokes. That was hilarious. I found it hilarious.
It was pretty damn good. I wonder how. Well, they gotta have all war breakout. You think it's gonna break out in this? Is the start? Like, is it gonna get super intense?
I mean, we have to go to war. We've been on a path for war for about 2 years. We've had these we've had these families that are intertwined, but like, you know, only just so related. Some of them not related. They've got their problems and their rivalries. We've got other factions who've had huge battles off screen. We've lost people. And, you know, we don't know a whole lot about what they're going to show us. And that's what's at stake here. Will there be a huge battle? Yeah, we're going to war. We've been at war for a while. There have been battles off screen. We've seen that field of dead bodies that was very CGI,
Shut up,
but
Josh.
decent. Josh, let's see. All hail Acolyte Bill of Many. The power of many. What can I tell you, man? Like, that's what we're always going to be known for. I found a new show for Bill and Teague's Bogus Journey. We should watch I'm going to watch the first episode tomorrow, but you should check it out with me during the afternoon if you're not busy. I found there's a woke Amazon Batman animated series from this year. Yes, and it says Oswalda Cobblepot is his main villain, and a very fat-faced and unattractive Harley Quinn is the Joker's girlfriend, and it looks like dog shit. But I might be wrong. Batman, who knows? But maybe the stories will be great. I don't know, but Oswalda Cobblepot, I'm not thinking it's going to be too good. What do you guys think? You tell me.
I don't know. It could go either way, Teague. Either way. It really could. No one knows at this point.
I mean, if you want to have a bad female villain and you want to do it in like that vein, there was a really good female villain. I feared the villain after the show ended when her husband went on the stage and punched a guy in the face at the Academy Awards. But that would be Fish Mooney, the Joker's sidekick. Why not just have Fish Mooney be the person dealing with Batman if you want some diversity in there, and then you work your way up to the Penguin? I mean, why fundamentally change Batman? So fundamentally change Batman, I don't know. I think that might be Bill and Teague's Bogus Journey.
Yeah, we're going to go on some type of journey because this has ended. I don't know when that Rings of Tower thing comes out.
It comes out in August, so I think it's like August 10th.
It is August.
Yeah,
We're in
no,
August. What are you talking about?
We're very close to the next episode of Rings of Power, and it's going to be one of the worst shows of all time. I know a bit about Tolkien, but I mean, I've forgotten more about Tolkien than these assholes
Oh,
that have read it.
I know
bothered
that
to read the
very
letters
well.
of Tolkien. I bothered to read the book. I bothered to read the Silmarillion. I bothered to read Farmer Giles of Ham. I bothered to read of Tree of Leaf. I bothered to read the letters to his publisher. I bothered to read Unfinished Tales of Numenor, Middle Earth, and of course The Hobbit, and of course The Lord of the Rings. I did not read his son's Lord of the Rings annotated, War of the Rings annotated stuff. Probably pretty good though, but I was all Lord of the Rings out at that point. Has it been a while? Have I forgotten a bunch of stuff? Yeah. There's resources. There's resources that are true to the book that have no allegiance to the show, so we'll be able to find them and research it. If one thing I did learn at the State University of New York was how to research stuff, so that should be fun. But I want to thank everyone who's here with us and everyone who comes through later. I'll probably make a supercut of this. It's one of these things I've been doing of late. But look at that. We've got about 3 more minutes. Bill, any predictions? Will this battle that we're definitely going to have, in my opinion, happen on screen? Or will we have people come back beaten and bloody like,
I think there's going to be a
Targaryen?
lot of build up until the last couple minutes of the show, and then it's going to be like, all right, that was season 2. You'll have to wait 9-10 months until we come back again with season 3.
Yeah. I mean, like, if they have, like, a really huge battle sequence and we just leave some people in jeopardy, that would be the ideal thing to do. The ideal thing to do would be, like, at about 25 minutes into this episode, if it's an hour, have someone say, politics be damned, we'll settle this by other means, and draw their sword, and everyone's like, wah! And then, like, we just go at it and have some really good battles for a long time.
So,
We've waited. We've been through a pretty long season. It would be
It
fun
is
to see what they
available,
can do.
and we're ready to commence the season finale of season 2, House of Dragon. Are you guys ready?
My friend Outlaw Bill and I are jumping into that phone booth together to go travel through time, and we'll see you at the other end of this one. But please retweet and like the stream if you can, and let people know we're on the air. And if you could watch on a second device, that's cool too. But if not, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yep, so, alright. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, all ages, here we go. Skip that.
One of the weirdest things about this show is the catch-ups that mean something.
Yeah.
You didn't skip the catch-up, did you?
No, just the little commercial for whatever they were trying to preach.
Damn it, Bill, you and the commercial skipping is going to be the death of me. I might want to buy a Kia, and there you go, skipping the commercial.
Well, that's the best. That's the best part. This is brought to you commercial free by
Bill and
Outlaw
Teague's
Bill
excellent
and Admiral
network.
Teague. So,
The OBAT network.
you get no ads here.
Just shameless self-promotion. Please hit the like and follows.
God, I hope he finally lives Harrenhal. Harrenhal's been nothing but bad for him.
He has been told to get the fuck out of there by the witch who's trying to destroy him. He's an idiot. Stupidity selectively affects members of this family for like parts of a season. He's been a fucking idiot since the beginning of the season. Like right now, the way Matt Smith is acting, he should be coach of the New York Jets. Hello, Confave. Can you put English subs on the Cosme, please? You know what, Bill? Would you put the subtitles on? We don't have American. You're gonna have to settle for English, Confav. But welcome aboard. It's good to see you. Hello, Josh Street. Jay Sharma. Hi. The link is pinned to the top of the chat on my channel. You'll see it there. I just checked it. Let me know if you have any problems, though. Alright, so this was last week's hilarious action scene. They mixed humor and action so well in this. I wish they'd shown us how funny it was. See, like, so this is where we left off last week. A couple of people managed to get their hands on a couple of dragons. Well, I can't join. My birth father claimed me. Could you take down the comment, Bill? Let's see how far the beginning has advanced. The book Fire and Blood is a good read. Is that just like somebody's condensed explanation? See, like all these people dead in the field was something we saw after the fact. We didn't see their battle. We have what, the Brackens and the Blacks going at it in the middle of the country for no reason that anyone can figure out. They got their own. So far, there's been a couple of factions we haven't touched on in this 7-faction kingdom. So far, it's kind of been like we've got like 3 main factions going at it, and then there's Blood and Cheese. But the other factions, it's sort of like we play their games, they play they play their games, we play ours. The only guy who's like seems to be semi-involved rather than all in or sort of just observing would be Dreadlock Biden, whose wife was killed a couple weeks back along with her dragon, and he's got a pretty big navy. Dreadlock Biden.
Her dragon melees.
And his son, Eye Patch McCain, or as I call him, Hunter Dreadlock Biden. His son, Dreadlock McCain, has a dragon now. He has Sea Smoke.
Yep.
Fire and Blood just goes over the history of the House of Targ. I'm going to buy that book.
It looks like we're in Essos.
We're not in King's Landing.
No.
It's not loud enough, Jedi, Outlaw. Can you just give us a little more volume? Sorry, you're going to have to deal with the loudness.
Yeah, no worries.
They're super whispering. Guys, if they start blowing shit up and like blowing out your ears later, we apologize. There are 2 wild dragons that are not in the show right now, Grey Ghost and Sheepstealer. Well, we saw evidence of Sheepstealer. They gotta give your dragon a better name than that. Mutton Maker, I don't know.
Apparently they're in a civilization that doesn't believe in chairs.
These guys, how are they going to have a D&D table to map out their strategy if they don't even have chairs? This faction sucks,
I
Bill.
know, and they're sitting on sand.
I don't like sand. Of course.
Of course, it gets
irritating.
everywhere. I know you were gonna go there.
What was your name 4 weeks ago?
Yeah. Well, it's no longer. I think that was like 5-6 weeks ago. It's been a while.
Let's go to George Lucas for some context. George, tell us about this Iron Throne.
I'm glad you asked about that. The Iron Throne is sort of like the seat of the Empire. It's represents the ultimate control over the seven kingdoms of Westeros. Powerful talisman in this world.
Thanks, George.
But was it really worth $4 billion for your baby, your life's work? I mean,
I may have gone a bit too far in a few places.
$4 billion seems like a tad bit much for my life's work. I've
only got 1 billion now because of the way the stock depreciated. Don't worry about it. I got mine. I got what I deserve.
Oh, he's a master of ships in King's Landing. Uh-oh. Here you have Vagar and Emmond. And here's the burnt king, the toasted king, Aegon.
Here he comes. His Highness Iron Maiden.
He's looking pretty damn good for a king that got roasted by dragonfire.
Well, he's like Tolkien's Numenorians. He's got a limited degree of like regenerative powers, right?
You think it's heavy plot armor there? I mean,
I think he just is that he's that magically powerful, even though he's a total dick. He doesn't look great though. Although the amount of recovery is pretty incredible. He was scorched up like a fucking cheap steak.
you think it's gonna make it him being burnt gonna make a difference in being dumber or less wiser?
Well, they've been sort of like selectively subjecting him to pain, like here and there, and like making him be less of a dick.
Yeah, he's totally
took away-
addicted. He's totally addicted to that milk of the poppy.
Yeah, they were fucking around trying to have a little bit of a milk of the poppy intervention last week. Alright guys, the season's close enough to over. The poll's live. You can rate the season, how you felt about it. Now I warn you, if you, I hope that everyone will be woke enough to get to respect these strong women who kissed for no reason last week. Forgive the fact that things aren't quite making sense right now. This guy's got like a death wish. I like how he's kind of like, we can live, well, we'll exist through this. It's not really going to be like life.
All right.
It's going to suck. Now, he's saying his dragon is dead. Josh Street has said that that is not the case, but does that mean that he was that bad of a dragon rider with no 5G link, or did they change it and his dragon be dead? Because we were seeing, like, chunks of dragon.
I thought his dragon was dead. I'm pretty sure his dragon was dead from what they showed us.
I know in the books it's different, buddy, but I think the show's meta is that unless the book talks about the dragon disappearing, in which case you can enlighten us and then shows up later. But I believe the show's meta is that the dragon nobly sacrificed to save him. What do you think, though?
I don't know. That his dragon, the gold, he got his dragon was Vagar ripped into his chest really good, and he crashed really hard. So
here's the thing, though.
I don't believe the dragon could have survived all that.
No, but here's the one thing. When he does crash, after Vagar attacks him, when he does crash, his last act is to use his last strength, everything he's got, to turn upright to protect his rider. It's kind of shown as like, he cares about him enough to, like, his last act is to make sure to take all the impact himself.
Cheers, AVIK from Dallas, Texas. Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers to you, Aviaki. And Josh Street says, Teague, Sunfire shows up right before the day Rhaenyra attacks King's Landing. All right, so the dragon's MIA, because it was like, basically, where the dragon came down looked like a napalm strike from a Nam movie. It looked like the dragon had exploded on impact, which is what happens in this world. And George R.R. Martin says he thinks that's great, by the way.
Oh, this is that other 5G dragon said, okay, I'll give you a shot. This is that guy.
That was his dragon, the one that
that
gave. Okay.
Yeah,
because he had his dragon taken away, but you think it's because he's not that Targaryen and she doesn't want him to be risked. This guy, if I'm not mistaken, did he just betray that he cares about his people? That's unusual for a regent in this world.
Well, no, he was talking about his uncle. His uncle burnt the that one townie that we showed. Or his cousin. I'm sorry, his cousin.
Well, everyone's got a whole bunch
He's the
of
one.
new
He's the one with the
relatives,
eye
too.
patch. He's Aegon's
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
He's Aegon's brother.
Is that who Radioactive calls Eye Patch McCain, or is that who?
Yes,
Does he want
yes.
us to, yeah. But the thing is, Eye Patch McCain would be so much better if it was the guy who rode the Sea Dragon, because McCain was in the Navy. But okay, Eye Patch McCain it is. All right, so then we need a name for Dreadlock Biden's son. I'm gonna call him Eagle Eye Cherry Hunter.
No, we called him Milli Vanilli. Remember?
We call him Milli Vanilli, but I think we should call him
He
Hunter.
looks like more like a Milli Vanilli. So.
He's Dreadlock Biden's son, though.
Yeah, yes, Josh. He is a discount Matt Smith.
Yo, when she said Vagar with the hard R there, I thought that was a little istophobic towards dragons. I don't know. What did you think, Bill? These guys are so screwed. They're like, a lot of these people don't want anything to do with your dragon plan. And they're like, don't worry, they'll change their minds. It's like, you dicks.
Right. Oh, they're bringing up House Lannister and Greyjoys.
At least, though, when Dreadlock Biden makes a threat, it seems like formidable. Like his threat is like, he's Dreadlock Biden. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he brought up the Greyjoys, which probably has the second most biggest fleet in all of Essos.
Westeros.
Yeah.
Eye Patch is discount Matt Smith. He is a discount Matt Smith, yeah. The thing is, if you're going to go bargain shopping for actors, that's a good one to start off with in mind, right?
Do you think we'll see Otto Hightower in this episode? I'd like to see his return.
I would like to see him come back. He's been nowhere. These other maesters, Jasper and the other maesters, have been trying to insinuate themselves, and it's clear that they're vying to be hand to the king, but he's sort of indicated that he doesn't need a hand, which is like, I don't know what it is. Is the crown radiate stupidity inwards towards your brain? Because, like, now that he's out of power, he's getting smarter, but now with Prince Aemon in power, he's getting stupider. King Aegon is, like, on the mend, and he's getting smarter. And he's a little less of a drug addict drunk than he was. I don't know why, but they've made a point to show that he's kind of laying off here and there. And like some of his doctors are keeping him off of it. So he's getting less stupid, and his brother, the only smart move he's made is said, go bring me my uncle. But that's like 2 episodes ago now. Jasper and the other maesters they've kind of got their hands inside his brain the way that they put their fingers inside Deadpool.
He's at the weirwood tree.
Yep. Has he ever done anything but go to sleep the first night? You know what I mean? That's how in question this is. He could have only been here one night. Come on, curse, Matt. Kill this guy. Curse and kill this guy. Save the season. It's Gordon from the Orville. 6 Dragon fighter bombers. They should have air dominance over all of Westeros. You're right. Except that I believe Eye Patch McCain is going to be shot down and kept prisoner of war. Would that be hilarious if that was that character's fate? I mean, not that what
Yeah,
happened
it
to
could
John
be.
McCain was hilarious, but it would be a hilarious coincidence.
He's taking this guy's advice because he said we need a king.
Is Dreadlock Biden's son, is he basically New Obama? Right? I mean, we need a name for Dreadlock Biden's son.
Well, he's a
call
bastard
him
son.
Milli
He's a
Vanilli.
bastard son, but, you know.
He's not a bastard son anymore. He's been inherited. Although I don't know if he's been made prince. I think Corliss pretty much is letting it be known. His
It's
wife
only
can't
legal
like
if you
much.
put it on paper.
He's like, my wife died right before I found my bastard. Whereas I love my wife, I would have had to go through hell and wouldn't be getting laid anyway. So I look at this as a win-win. One thing Bill and I are not missing is pillow talk between Dreadlock Biden and his wife. Which son he turns to many, he has too many to count. Yeah, like the son with the long dreadlocks on one side. He's basically Eagle Eye. He's Hunter Dreadlock Biden. He burned off half his dreadlocks doing math. You know, being as he can't seem to bring this to fruition and close it out, it is really starting to seem like George R.R. Martin played the world's greatest tabletop role-playing game and just made extensive notes every night and embellished it.
Yeah, he was probably playing with himself.
No, I think he probably like seriously played D&D with his buddies and had like a bunch of beers and just like had a good time the way some people play poker. Why does every faction have a D&D table? Is that show only? You know what I mean? It's a great decision, I guess, for the show makers did it. Ooh. She's calling him a big meanie.
That's his sister? I thought that was his wife. I'm so confused.
You know what? Could be both. It's in this
Yeah.
family. To give you guys an idea, Matt Smith is married to his former sister-in-law, who is also his niece. I will be trying to read some of these books during the off season. I will catch up on this one. I think next I probably have to jump back into the Silmarillion now. That is Aegon the Crispy's sister wife. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we were both right. Thanks, Josh Street. You are great.
Yes, thank you.
Josh, your contributions to this chat have been nothing less
Oh,
than
we
stellar.
have Cole.
And Cole's really like the only guy here you want to fight for, even though he lost the popularity contest. I think Dreadlock
Right.
Biden won. Did Dreadlock Biden win? Last week, Dreadlock Biden was the winner, wasn't he? But this guy cares about his men for the most part, despite what he's doing right now.
Yeah, and until the dragons arrived at one little.
He avoided 2 airstrikes from the dragons before that, so he was pretty good. They like, and he was handling 1 dragon like he had to deal with 3. The best moment fucking Sunfire, all raked with by the claws of
Vagar.
Aemon's dragon, flying low, gushing blood, crushing a bunch of people, and doing a messed up retake off after it like slides across the battlefield, and stuff like that doesn't change the book. I love when they add in that way. Peter Jackson was a master with that.
And if you could watch on 2 devices, we'd be appreciate it. And thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate you.
And if you're watching later, if you just want to listen to our reactions, that's cool too. And we appreciate all the views. We're just 2 enterprising YouTubers on the OBAT network, the Outlaw Bill Admiral Teague network, trying to help you see some of these shows. Sometimes we call out bad shows. It's Bill and Teague's Bogus Journey, but this is one of Bill and Teague's more excellent adventures. Although this show is perilously close to not making sense again.
Yeah. There's a lot of cringe material out out there. If you want to see us,
I think this
painfully
Batman
watch,
Amazon show, I'm
cringe
going to watch
TV.
it tomorrow. I think I'm going to watch Batman tomorrow with my channel members, and then if it's really terrible, I'll watch it again with you, and we'll do like an upload.
Well, you could always revisit. We could revisit She-Hulk.
We could watch it
or any season of Batwomen.
Well, no,
I hear that's all bad.
This woke Batman cartoon is brand new. It just dropped.
Oh, okay.
And the art isn't so good. Is there something special about the blade, or is it just that he's being purposeful?
I don't know.
And he's got the all white. Is that just he likes white? Or is he like a King's Guard or something? Because we saw the uniforms play in a little bit in this world. Whoa! Why can't we have 2 chicks mud wrestle?
Oh, this is a woman wrestling a dude.
She's kicking his
and
ass.
she's kicking his ass. Why don't you fight that dude from the Olympics who was fighting as a woman?
It's all in good fun, maybe. Oh no, she's laughing. He's not, and he's going at it all with everything he can. And she's
like a Viking. She's like a Viking chick who's fighting a normal guy who doesn't know how to fight.
I'm sorry, this is woke bullshit. Oh, well, at least he came back and took her. I guess he didn't want to go all out in her for a minute, or the first time she did get lucky and sidestep him, but yeah, she got fucked up, and now she's staring him down, and she just got hit with grown man strength. And he's looking around like, is someone going to kill me for doing this? But, okay, it's Lord Timon. He's the ambassador from King's Landing.
He's also a Lannister. Maybe this is. I think this is some weird type of foreplay.
I think also she had some sort of tactical advantage that was unknown, like she fights in mud all the time or something. I don't know. Real weird Admiral Holdo kind of moment, to be honest with you. Like, why is she beating this guy the fuck up? You know.
She's fucking with him. She's just fucking with him. I love it. He didn't know she was being serious.
Why is she beating him up quite so well, though? Is he just that she's a tough chick and he's a pretty wimpy guy?
Who knows? These Viking chicks, you know.
Thanks everybody who's watching.
Thank you. Yes.
The dance took 10 years to end when the North took King's Landing. Spoiler alert! No, I'm just kidding. No spoiler on 11-year-old books. You've got so much more going on for you than your brother who was turned into dragon shit by your fucking scumbag cousin who cries naked in a brothel all the time. Like,
Yeah.
just go do it. You're Cole's kid, go out there and do it. I know he lost the poll, but Cole was the only guy I think we can make a strong case cares about his men. Well, these are the seafaring people, right? Wow, that sucked.
You should never sing again. No. That was not good. But,
You supposed to have silver hair, Josh? HBO is planning on as many seasons as they can get, like hoping to kill the time until George R.R. Martin finally writes an end to Game of Thrones. I don't think George would care if he was to
is
not
that a
finish
woman
this.
or is that a dude? I can't. I'm almost can't tell. She's got a manly sounding voice.
She's a kind of like Cher that way.
She sounds quite butch to me.
And she's really weird.
She got XY chromosomes, but she has tits.
I don't know what's going on with this character though, like what her deal is. I mean, I guess she's some kind of freaking pirate queen because we see all the seafood and they're in like a river.
For she is the pirate queen, yes.
Great. And guys, if you could hit the like.
Oh, look, she's
that
all
would help me
into him.
out.
She's all flirting with him. It was all foreplay. He can't believe it. Oh.
What?
She just said she wants him to fuck his wives. Maybe she wants babies. I don't know.
And he's like thinking, he's like, first of all, they just found out they're related, and he's related to his wife, so he's just like been like, I need you to fuck my wife, your cousin. And he's like, how many wives you have?
I think she was she's all about other women, and so
But here's
she
the
needs
thing,
a man to plant the seed.
But here's the thing, we've seen that this guy passed the 23andMe last week.
Yeah, that dragon. Yeah, no,
That dragon really looked.
he should have been toast, but that's
It took a second sample and he tested slightly higher. You know what it was? Once the dragon became aware of that guy, his mindset was defiance and anger, and the dragon respected that. That's what I think. And his mindset didn't change.
Yeah.
If your mindset changes, that seems to be the TV meta. Because the other guy, he was afraid, but he had enormous respect for the dragon. The writer said so. The dragon understood that it was respected, and that's why it took on the rider.
This is the Dragon Rider's dinner.
Here we go. Everybody who's anybody is here. It's like, this is like the dinner at Bushwood in fucking Caddyshack. Wow, everybody just throwing accusations around. What a shitty bunch of people.
What a condescending little jerk. There's the Maester. I bring a message from a raven.
Well, the message is from Harrenhal, so it's going to be from Matt Smith, probably.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said.
And for a change, maybe he'll say things that make sense. He's like, I've been having nightmares and burn everything to the ground.
Here's that witch.
That weird, wild witch lady. Is she going to end up being real?
He's following her to the God's Wood.
He'll just do whatever this crazy witch lady tells him, and he knows she's fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, what the hell's that? She just changed.
Yeah, what the fuck? She does look a little bit different, but not massively. I think they
Yeah.
decided that those protruding eyebrows were too fucking freaky. She's a little more feminine looking, like. This place already doesn't need any more cursing, but it's good to know that things will be even more fucked up with this shithole. Oh God. Ah. Blood Raven. Is that specific? Because I know the deal with the ravens. I'm assuming the fire won't hurt the dragon eggs too much.
Oh, she's having a vision of Daenerys. What the hell?
You mean Kira from Star Wars?
No.
I think you mean Kira from Solo, a Star Wars Solo Han Solo story.
Oh, look who's
Yes,
upon
you
the
did.
who's upon the throne.
Whoa. Matt Smith, you're on drugs. So now we're seeing her for what she is. Very cruel and very weird.
Oh, what must he do? Don't know.
For one thing, he should stop sleeping in that haunted fucking bed every night. Against witch's orders, he sleeps in a haunted bed every night. Even the witch is
Yeah.
like, don't do it. This is his Anakin moment where he goes from bad to really truly horrible is my feeling. I'm stronger than our mother. I can overthrow her. And you and I can rule as brother wife and sister wife. It's just so weird. Brandon Bloodraven Targaryen, one of Aegon the Fourth's unworthy many bastards. He is why there are too many Blackfire rebellions. Okay. I'm gonna have to, like, honestly, I hope that there's an audible on this one. I hope we can find it on YouTube first, honestly. Those eyebrows were fake, and she looks normal here, and she looks a little bit pretty here. Although she is weird looking, man.
It's all that white hair.
But I mean, she's just weird looking.
Because it's
She
not
has
really
strange
blonde.
features.
It feels
It's
more white.
It's silvery white. Yeah, she looks like a club chick from the '90s who loved cocaine. This world is so fucked up. Like, head on down to Harrenhal Casino. Sleep in one of our weirwood beds. Will you be lucky? Will you see your future? Will you
Oh.
see a witch? Come on down. The fun's waiting for you at our blackjack tables.
Oh, we got dragons.
Okay, here we go. We have to do something because we've spent a lot of time setting up the fact that something needs to start to happen. There's a huge battlefield of dead bodies again. Is this earlier battle? Oh no! Hey, they're alive. Is this an air raid, Bill? I want someone to kill this guy because all he does is show up, hit you with the platitude, and give you like a haunted room. He's like the guy at the Overlook Hotel who hires Jack. This would be Cyrax, according to the subtitles. Don't know much about this dragon. Wow, 154 of you through my room. If some of you could leave some likes, it would help. I'd appreciate it. Hi, Philip Gaming. Good to see you, buddy.
What's up,
Do me a
Philip?
favor, hit the like for me. Be a bro.
Yeah, we're watching
17
season finale
votes.
of season 2 of House of Dragon.
And on my channel, the votes are going like this. We got 17 votes, 53% give this season an A, 29% give it a B. So right there, you have 82%. So that's success. 6% give it a C, 12% give it a D or an F, though. I'm going to guess those are book purists. Currently in Vegas for the Star Trek convention. Congratulations! Are you hooking up with any other YouTubers? You don't have to say who. Just like, are you meeting any other people for the first time, IRL and stuff like that? Because that's always a fun thing. Oh, well, Bill, have you heard the tale of Dreadlock Biden? The ballad of Dreadlock Biden?
Yeah, he was injured and his wife died pretty badassery.
Pretty epically, yeah. You met the guys from Trek Yards and meteorologist Katie. Oh, cool.
Meteorologist Katie's pretty hot. Yeah.
Did you tell them that you know Admiral
Good looking
Teague?
chick.
I'm just kidding. Thanks everybody for watching with me too. I appreciate it, guys.
Yes. Thank you for watching with us.
Game of Cojones. I mean, a House of the Dragon. We promise this time we're gonna try to not mess up the end. And the way they tried to not mess up the end this season was having Matt Smith have a fucking midlife crisis through the entire season, and now he seems to have snapped out of it. Is that what we're supposed to believe, or is this still a dream, you know?
No, he's giving support to her.
His niece, his wife, his niece.
Yep.
Wow, wait, he's like, I'm a Jedi like my father before me, finally. I met them briefly. We were all busy with different things.
And now they all bend the knee to her.
Well, I'm glad you got to meet them. Yeah, I can understand that there would be like a real quick meetup, but hey, maybe it'll happen again. Wait until the New York Sci-Fi Convention where there's the Saving Star Trek table. In October, I'll be there. I'll be flying Bill out.
You're speaking Hyperlarian.
Being a little more deferential to his wife than he was before. He, in episode like 1 or something, after she had a miscarriage, which really sucked for her, he grabbed her by the neck and threw her up against the wall and yelled at her for like 5 straight minutes. I was like, okay. And now he's all in love. I mean, good for you. He turned it around. He saved that relationship. Dreadlock Biden seems out of it, but he has a quiet dignity, right, Bill? I think he's
He's
designated
not
as
walking
vice
with a
president.
cane right now. He's
Looking good, yeah. Wait. I thought he said his name was Kurt, but I thought his name was like Corlisius. Way to go. Wow, Dreadlock Biden just like really spacing out and fucking up here when we had thought he had been like sort of a more responsible leader. Seems like he has not really shown any respect. And this is bastard number one, or is this his legitimate son? Ooh. You sold fish in the market, Bill. Yeah, this guy just stuck it in everything. Then again, we saw his wife. She was kind of... You know what, Jonathan? I don't think those boats are real at all. There might be real sets, like parts of them, but I don't think so at all. Bill?
What's that?
He asked if he thinks they're using real boats in this set, and I just in this scene, I can't believe it.
Yeah. Those look really
I think
fit.
they have a real set.
Yeah.
Some of it, enough of it is real. There's CGI going on too, but enough of it is real. But it's not a boat, it's a set. Like stagehands were rocking it or whatever. And it was hazed out, like they used a filter to give it a CGI like look. We are layering on the votes.
Yeah, you got a strike. Well, we could always take a share. Another kiss.
Yeah,
You know,
just chill.
Scissor.
And thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Hit those like and follow buttons. You can watch on 2 devices. That's cool, too. but don't really, like, don't sweat it.
Here we are in oh, no. I thought this was Crispy Aegon.
No, this is his cousin. This takes place about 150 years before the main story. Thank you, and the main show. Thank you very much, Josh Street. This show is based on Game of Thrones, but it's a prequel, yeah. Oh, Jonathan, we did, there's going to be an upload for it very soon. We're doing supercuts so that if you missed the watch party for Star Trek, you can check out Enterprise discussions. There should be, by tomorrow morning, 2 of them up there, and by tomorrow night, 3.
Nice.
I'm coring out the episode part and any extraneous talk and any, like, tangential stuff, and, like, just getting the best of the conversations and putting them up. They're doing all right. Alright, these two sometimes kiss, and they have a tendency to communicate in edge talk, but here we go. Dance of the Dragon is why House Targaryen didn't have a dragon until Dany hatched 3 dragons. Yeah, we're having a lot of problems in our dragon supply, but everybody's focused on it. Like, no one is so incompetent as to not be watching how their dragon supply is going for them. Sounds like a Westeros, like, chain of stores, right? I'm Admiral Teague, and this is my friend Outlaw Bill. Come on down to Dragon Supply. We got dragon saddles this week, half off. We just found this one covered with blood with a cape on it. Found someone called Lore Monkey with a playlist of 27 videos of Game of Thrones. I guess he reads it. Let's see if it's any good. I guess I'll have to take the hit and buy Audible. Jackie Cleason, hello. Hail to the Chief Judge from New Zealand. Hi! Hello in New Zealand. He says hi and wishes you well from Smokey the Bear.
Wow. No.
Soon Acolyte Bill will have to watch season 2 of Rings of Power. Oh, we're watching that. We might have to make deleted scenes watch it with us because he is a little more of a serious like his serious critical skills exceed ours because we have just been watching too much garbage, so it would be interesting to see how it goes. But this time he needs to be in on the joke because he might just give up on it too when it offends him 3 minutes in because it's intellectually stupid. Get ready to be called an istaphobe by a bunch of no-talent former Star Trek writers. And they're insufferable, too. You'll hate them. Actually, he's kind of on the comeback, not as burned up as we thought, and getting a little bit of a handle on his substance control issues. Turns out getting hit in the face with fire was exactly what needed to happen to get this guy's head out of his ass. Teague, didn't Bill give up on his favorite Star Wars show that has his favorite song? Are you talking about the Acolyte? Jonathan Davis never caught Rings of Power. You know what? They're not going to be faithful to the events of season 1, so there's really no sense in putting yourself through watching it, and you should probably just find someone like Disparu or Az and listen to their explanations of it and their video essays. They're very good, and they give you everything that you need to know. Disparu, Disparu, real good. Jackie Gleason, Paramount doesn't know who you are. Smokey the Bear. Huh.
She's still trying to keep the peace.
Yeah, no, the video essays are better than the episodes. The episodes are really bad. You may not need expertise on Tolkien to break them down, but I'll probably try to re-listen to some Silmarillion stuff. Although they would really just, all bad robot writers encroaching off their license. I can't believe we're opting to have long conversations about the plan and the war happening off screen.
I know,
Bill, what's
right?
going on?
There hasn't been a lot of action in this episode, and I'm getting
We're starting to
rather
talk a
flustered.
lot about the war off screen.
Yeah. And this is the final episode of this season. It could have been better.
What happened? Did you run out of money with episode 4? With that big fight?
Well, remember that other show that we dare not speak of spent a lot more.
This show cost a lot less to make, but I mean, if we just had those those real slow episodes that just had a joke here and a joke there, and a plot point here and a plot point there, but otherwise Matt Smith tripping, all for to get to here and have really nothing of importance happen. Although I mean, we could say everybody's with the dragon they're supposed to be with. We've sort of lined that up.
Oh, Dragon Riders are getting fitted with armor.
What's the point of wearing the fucking armor? I mean, they don't have parachutes, and you're gonna get blazed with fire. How did it help King Aegon? All he had was he put his arm in front of his fucking eyes. Twice. It surprised both times, and the only mistake in editing this season.
So this girl was, she was investigating why the
I miss Peter
livestock
Jackson
was
too, Jonathan.
burned up. So I think she's gonna find the dragon.
Yeah, Josh Street, you're correct. I hadn't thought about that, but the thing is, like, I guess I didn't think it through because I was, the way they are flying overhead, it just seems like the rider pretty immune from arrows. But I guess you got air-to-air fire, and people may have a chance to shoot down towards you if you're attacking a castle. You're right. You're absolutely right. Thank you. Hole in my logic solved. I love the chat. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
Here I am thinking magical, like fire-breathing dragons. I forgot that we send armies out in the field too to deal. This army's in a really bad spot. If the dragon comes, all they can do is scatter. Because the dragon could take them all out in one long flight down this road. Would you please leave this place, you blithering fucking idiot? Are you even awake? Have you been dreaming this whole time?
I think he's finally leaving Harrenhal.
I think this is the day after he got there, and I don't think that he couldn't he wouldn't go to reality, so reality came to him. Are we gonna end like this? Dreadlock Biden's fleet's gone its way.
There still could be maybe five
3 minutes left tops. They're going to be explaining stuff for like 10 minutes.
Something cool.
You know what? Let's stop this before we watch.
Dreadlock Biden isn't even armor. Everybody's prepared for war.
Well, at least we're on the brink of war. But yeah, what happened was we dwelt in a period of about maybe one summer, one season of the year. What's with this dragon? Is that Otto?
Yeah, it is Otto.
Otto Hightower is locked in a cage, and a powerful woman is about to either let him go or kill him. Well, I would let him go. He is the smartest person in your world. And it looks like Daenerys, but it's not. They just got the other girl with her hair tied back. I think it's
Here you have royalty in a box.
Oh look! All the other maesters who were in charge are getting taken away.
It's crispy Aegon.
No, but all the other maesters who are trying to insinuate themselves are being taken away in like what looks to be like a cage, like a monkey cage. It's funny that at the end of Dance, Otto's younger brother will be Lord of Old Town.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Pause this. We'll watch the making of in a minute. We'll watch their little. Oh my God! They're not even going to fillet themselves in a special feature.
Wow.
If they do have a special feature, let's hold off on that for a minute because you and I need to react. We've been through this for 8 weeks.
What?
And this was not the Acolyte, but this was a disaster.
It was a disappointing.
We didn't destroy our. Let me walk that back. Let me walk that back. This was anticlimactic. We touched the tit of adventure on the outside of its T-shirt.
What the hell? I mean,
right? God. I mean, maybe we felt the nipple of adventure getting hard under the.
There should have been some type of. Oh my God.
Jasper, and the Maesters, they were interesting.
It was really anticlimactic. I'm a little fucking pissed off.
All we know is that they're being taken off in what looks like a monkey cage. I mean, or a tiger cage. They seem fucked. Otto's been reapproached, but we didn't get a. Like, this didn't give us anything. Like, we didn't get what she said to Otto when she reapproached him. I don't want to watch their making of right now. That's insulting right now to us, and we have to talk about our as critics. When everybody else runs to watch, the real experts, we'll watch the best ofs ourselves and maybe make an upload. Right now, we should probably react. What do you think, Bill? Your choice.
I'm very upset.
I was counting on this show to have like an ending. Are they trying? Did he just try to contextualize this entire? So I guess we're gonna watch their little self-filleting thing anyway. All right. I was opposed to this. Oh, this woman knows nothing about the House of the Dragon. She said some really weird things last time. She particularly doesn't understand Dreadlock Biden, but I think she writes for him. Yep, she's talking about him.
You guys really shit the
All right,
bed,
so
though.
now we have a threat from outside of Westeros. Eye Patch McCain and Dreadlock Biden, plus the 11th Doctor, all live to see season 3.
Yeah, Josh,
It's
I'm with
true.
you on Josh. If they do another season like this season, it will be
They're
the end of
done.
House of Dragon. I'm sorry.
And the end of their franchise. This was not like an implosion or a complete self-destruction, but it was not very productive. It didn't make we had a lot of stuff that didn't make sense. We bring in this weird chick in the final episode. In the last 2 episodes, like, we've had characters that were only teased come to the forefront, and we were supposed to remember them, and good luck on you guys for remembering them. You did a better job than us, but, seriously, like, they teased some of these characters, but, like, they became major characters
I want to change
last
my
episode.
I want to
We've just
change
made-
my view on this. I give it a B, and now I'm going to give it a D minus.
I think it's more like a C. A D minus would be a world-breaking event. You know what I mean? Their world's intact. It's still fixable. They haven't jumped the. I don't think they've necessarily jumped the dragon on this one. I just think that it was not as good as what we were used to from them. They ended with a weak, letdown episode, and I guess what they're trying to do is like they're doing the next big thing here, where we're going to go next season and try to pay this off. Dreadlock Biden's many sons are all like, Papa, you were a Rolling Stone, you never paid child support, which is messed up because he was. Is Dreadlock? I mean, we didn't read the books, but like, they take this character. He's powerful and he's cool. He's got agency, and you like him, and he loves his wife, and he's got certain qualities, right? But he's Dreadlock Biden, and he's black, and he's got like a bunch of kids. It's like Papa was a Rolling Stone. It's like, if this was DEI, it kind of was like it actually didn't really help, and like sort of perpetuated some stereotypes here. It's like Dreadlock Biden has lots of kids, doesn't care, cheats on his wife, and doesn't pay child support.
Josh, I get what you're saying, man, but it's their jobs as writers to figure this shit out and how to stretch it beyond the source material.
Well, they've done a really good job in some parts of it, I want to say. Like, for instance, when we see the dragons fight, the manner in which the dragons fight and the way they bought time with that and showed us traits of the riders and the dragons, that was like nothing added to the narrative. They didn't change a word of anything. They just showed us stuff without telling us stuff. When they killed off the kid, they were just too proud of themselves. And this show was like event, reaction, react. This is how the episodes would go. We would have an event. In the case of the last season, the event was one of the princes died, and then in this season we have more violence, and then after that it's like episode 2 we react to it. By episode 3, douchebags at Harrenhal tripping all the time, and he just falls into a pattern and does that for the rest of the fucking season. Just trips out at Harrenhal, and they keep telling him, it's like it's a real messed up place. You're gonna be tripping here all the time. Was it Queen Alcida? She's the only one who really increased her hand. She found some people to ride those dragons for her, and it was probably pretty good for her. I don't know. What do you think, Bill?
Yeah, she did increase her value and her might and her claim, but
she got rid of a whole bunch of, like, the family reunion's gonna be a lot smaller. Anyone who's like a partial Targaryen who wasn't worthy enough got like, the dragon got pissed off and just fried a bunch of people out of hand. Before it read anyone's DNA, it was like sensory overload on the dragon, and the dragon was just didn't give a fuck. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna. And it was fun and funny.
I just don't.
Funny 2 weeks in a row, but it's been slow.
I don't get why there was so much exposition with no payoff. It's a payoff. When you come back in 9 or 10 months,
Think like a streamer. They want to set up events so that they don't get canceled after 2 seasons, which is a famous thing that happened to a lot of streaming shows. That after 2 seasons, that's it. We've had enough.
But this is not a. This is
give us anything but an ending.
This is not a streaming show. It's on HBO.
Though. Yeah, but that's a streaming
service.
It
drops on HBO every week. It's not a streaming show. The fact that it's on Max is kind of like an added bonus, but
it isn't a streaming show. I'll agree with you on that one. How about we agree that it's both? But okay. But it does play by streaming rules. We saw that. And remember, cable even plays by streaming rules now at the 4 weeks to renewal thing. Because everybody's rethinking their cable every week. It's like almost a needless bill. My mother wastes a lot of money on cable. I tried to get her a Roku. She won't understand it. But like you get what I'm saying. Like, so it was like the pacing of this series was huge. Episode 1, episode 2 we react, episode 3 we react, episode 4 a whole bunch of things from the reactions come together. There's a fight with the dragons,
the red dragon and the gold.
That's where Aegon gets fucked over by his brother, and his dragon seemingly nobly sacrifices itself, but we don't know. But his brother was definitely going to kill him if other people hadn't come on, mostly Cole. Kristen Cole, revealed to be, by implication, and then later by, like, admission, the father of, whose son? Was it Rhaenys? Son? No, I'm sorry, it's Alcida's son, right? Or is that, no, that's Matt Smith's wife. Guys, we're gonna get up to speed on these people. Help me out though with my Game of Thrones thing here. Matt Smith spent this whole season tripping though.
I'm still sticking with a D-, Josh. I gave it before the show started. This episode started. I gave it a B, and now I stand with a D- because I'm really pissed at the ending here. I expected more. My expectations, I guess, were too high.
We have 32 votes in our poll, but like A has gone down 11%, B is climbed to 38%, C a considerable 12%, and DF now 6%. So 18% of all people thought this was mid to bad. And then we still have about 78% of everybody was pretty happy. 88% of everybody.
Hail, LDG.
Hi, LDG.
He said, hey guys. So,
going over all the events of the whole season. They're having. I cannot go through this again with them praising themselves. They're not talking about this episode anymore. I'm through with their fancy explanations. I don't care. You fucked us over. We went to the brink of conflict. We found out that the war is raging all over the place, and all we see is fields of bodies after the fact. We couldn't see one goddamn battle.
I don't like that writer. She looks like
This
a man.
writer always says things that are completely out of step with what we saw.
She looks like
and
a man-hater
confounds us.
feminist.
She looks like Daria from Beavis and Butthead grown up. She just looks like a writer. She looks artsy and messy. But she doesn't know. Her comments don't line up with what we see a lot of the time. She said some things about Corliss that didn't make sense. But I guess she's the Corliss expert. I don't know why. Let's see. Josh Street says to us, but this episode drops the score from a solid B- to a C, if not a C+. See, Bill, we're rating the season, not the episode. So the season, wow, and there's their faction map.
Yeah.
There's a lot of political maneuvering, but at the end of the day, it comes down to these two women trying to hash it out. That writer should not have said that, because that just like what she just said, but in a roundabout way, was most of our show's bullshit is about these two powerful women. And it's like, what are you, an idiot? This show is really long, and their interaction was like 3 minutes. You're saying your show's about 3 minutes? Okay, so that's Raina. Thank you. So at least I know who she is when they show me to her. The other one was killed by Alcyon
I'm so sick of this recap bullshit.
Well, they're self-filleting, and this is the recap to end all recaps, right? So they're not talking much about this episode that sucked.
No.
They're showing us their whole season, and they're trying to pretend that this episode that sucked didn't happen. They're like, wasn't it great? Wasn't it great coming up to this point? We know that this was surprisingly bad, but wasn't it great how we got here? You were happy getting here like this, weren't you? You liked it, didn't you? And it's like, no, this is a goddamn horror story. What were you thinking, you idiots? Bill, I don't know what... This wasn't the worst ever. They didn't break their world, but they just kind of left us all hanging with not a lot to understand, with not a lot of understanding, and not a lot of context for where they could go from here. Having not read the book and not knowing where they are with this series of books, and whether or not he was able to loop it through and finish this story, or whether he's exclusively doing it with TV writers and that's it. I just don't know. I don't know.
Ringy
I have to do some
542. They did. I do feel kind of agree with you. They fucking bailed on us. They hyped up a huge dragon fight and now want us to wait 2 fucking years for season 3.
We saw a huge dragon fight in episode 4, right before most people would renew for 4 more weeks. And then what they did was they fucked you in episode 8 instead of another huge dragon fight. They gave you a cliffhanger. But it was edge talk and feelings in hallways. It's like they pushed their worst episode to the end.
There was no worthy battles. At least the core series had Hardhome and Battle of the Bastards with badass battle sequences. And this
you
just get a little few dragon fights, and it's like, oh.
I'm going to end the poll in 2 minutes. Just let's talk about these results, Bill. I have 35 votes on my channel poll, right?
I've seen that.
House of the Dragon Season 2, right? So 43% of everyone gave it an A, which it was a 43% A show, if you think about it. 43% of the time it was an A. 31% of everyone gave it a B, which also kind of lines up with how much of the show was a B. 11% gave it a C. I'm going to say 25% of the show was a C&F is definitely true. You know what I mean? So the poll sort of reflects the show as a whole, and my feelings to a degree, but if I had to give this whole season a grade, I would have to give it like C plus, B minus. It's like on the 1 to 10, it's like after all those episodes, we were like, it's an 8, it's a 7.5, it's an 8, it's a 7.5. We were loving it. They managed to have the end of their season be so anticlimactic and so edge talk and edgy that I would be willing to say that my feeling on this one is on a 1 to 10. It's they pushed themselves down to a 6.5.
I'm
wasn't very
fucking
great.
angry, Teague. I'm fucking angry that how lackluster and there
It
was no
lackluster as
payoff.
fuck.
There was no
payoff
great.
at
There
all.
was no great lead-in to the next season. I'm not. It doesn't make me. It doesn't. It doesn't do anything to make you excited for another season. Just the fact that you have to wait another fucking however long until they bring back this show, which is I'm sorry, it's going way of the dodo. It's going way of Game of Thrones. That's how I feel right now. I feel real fucking angry and really pissed off that I got duped. I got duped hardcore.
Well, here's the thing. It didn't explode in on itself and leave itself with no way forward and have us just face down in the mud getting kicked over and over the way Game of Thrones just exploded, imploded again, and then blew up completely with a series of just devastating catastrophic structural failures. We didn't have an ending where it's
Well,
like,
at
maybe
least-
the person who thinks what's best for everyone is everyone. They could still save it, but they had a really slow, really bad last episode.
In the core show, how Game of Thrones, you had shows that were like the Red Wedding, and when Orvian got killed, that fight against the Mountain. This show had this season, these 2 seasons had only really 2 moments like that, and
Season
I'm-
2 is
I'm
not
really
as
pissed
good
off.
as Season 1 is my guess here, because what I saw of Season 1 was really good.
Hail Positive Candor, good to see you, pal.
Hi there. Hey, and hello, Ringy 542. It's good to see you as well. Hi, hello. And it's good to see everybody over on my channel, too.
I don't think I don't know if we're gonna wait 2 years for the next season.
Wow, Radioactive kind of says what we're all thinking here with this is what happened in Game of Thrones, so what's the difference? And it really is, it's a little upsetting. It's like I want to be invested, but to end off like this, we never paid off what's going on in that castle.
Karen Hall is just all haunted as fuck, and it makes you crazy. I definitely like Matt Smith when he's killing people and saying 4-letter words every other sentence. That's good.
I guess what happened was this is where George disengaged from the story and let the TV writers write the end of the season, and from here on in we're in the hands of TV people. Maybe George comes back and he's like some kind of lore master, and he manages to do this, like in the show Mythic Quest, where they have some weird guy who comes, lives in the office. He's like, won a Nebula award.
Look at our background. Our background is more interesting than this show right now. That's how I'm feeling. This background has more intensity and involvement going on for it than this show and this anticlimactic ending here. To say, oh, well, you come back, fuck you guys. Fuck you.
I mean, it's 2 years from now, like we said. Who knows what in the hell they're going to come back with? I just don't know what to say. It wasn't the worst episode. Like again, all I can say is they didn't break their world and set it on fire, but it was just like I feel as though I had some of my time wasted here. I feel as though this was slower than it had to be. No show that throttles down this hard from season 1 to season 2 gets to be called really good. It wasn't terrible. It was decent. I had a fun time watching it, but it did Game of Thrones itself in the end, and I was a little bit more than just a bit disappointed, and I was shocked that they fucked up as bad as they did. Let me see if I can find what's going on with this broadcast as far as on X. I'm not seeing any X comments, but maybe if we poke the bear over there a little bit, that something will happen. But we want to thank everyone who's taken the Game of Thrones journey with us. It's really nice that you were here for it. And I see us live on X. What's weird is the comment chain in there. I don't know how to control it, so I cannot post comments to X. We're not allowed to do that, but we're glad you're along for the ride. Hopefully you were able to see some of this, but you know what? A very mid ending to a season that started out pretty good after a season that ended absolutely amazingly, and it was just like kind of like a little less every week after episode 5 where the dragons fought, but like it seems to we're in a pattern of like every 4th episode we crescendo, then 5, 6, 7, and 8 instead of crescendoing again. The action was front loaded this season in episode 1. I think they got 2 episodes worth of action. Seems to be what it is. Bill, any thoughts?
I'm beside myself. I'm
a little frustrated on how much time we wasted on that witchy weirdo woman.
Yeah, that was too much.
That frustrated the fuck out of me after a while.
And then the Viking woman that was wrestling that dude, there was no payoff there. I mean,
where did she come from? Why is she in this?
Why is she introducing this new character at this late in the juncture? And you know, there's no payoff. There was no gratuitous sex or you know. I thought they were flirting, and then there, you know. It just shows you. There's woke writers. There's woke writers here, and I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're doing, and
I'm woke mistake.
I'm very upset. I'm very upset.
It's you know what, this was not.
I mean,
good.
It's not bad like anything from Marvel or Marvel TV shows or Disney or Star Wars TV. Shows.
There was a high degree of quality. All the performances were good. The only person whose performance I would question, and I would say still stands out as good as Matt Smith did a good job because he had nothing to work with. To like walk around and look like you're tripping on angel dust.
No, he did a perfect job at going insane. He was cuckold. I think basically cuckold the entire season. In season 1, he totally kicked ass.
That weird witch lady just had him by the fucking short and curlies, and he had no idea what was going on.
The lady who changes into an owl.
Yeah, and sometimes has an owl. I didn't understand the relationship there either.
And what I don't. They showed them walking to the rearward, and then there was some string-odd creature. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Why show us that and have no payoff whatsoever? What the hell was that?
We don't know how many nights he even
went
back to that bed.
What the hell was that?
Once you find out that you went to sleep the night before in a bed of eternal nightmares, do you know that you've even gotten out of it, or you're just being given the information? That eternal nightmare bed might be a bit of a Nexus-like device, like for those of us who like Star Trek. That might just have been a little bit too much. It's like, because he keeps going back to it and back to it. And it's like, it's not rational. And it's like, Every time he goes back to this weirwood tree bed, when he wakes up the next day, the soul of the person trapped in it or whatever the trauma that's in this weirwood tree bed is, it's like more inculcated into his system. And he's walking around, and he's looking like he's on angel dust, and he's seeing this woman, and, you know, you should never do drugs, kids. And he's seeing this woman, and she's all weird, and they gave her some wacky-looking eyebrows, and she was kooky-looking, and I think she had red hair the first time we saw her, and then she has black hair, and whatever. And the thing with her is, like, she's just talking smack to him, and he's the king, and she's talking smack to him left and right. And the next thing we know, you know, there's maybe a sixth sense thing going on with her. Like, we still can't be totally sure she's real. We didn't get any context on that. We're left hanging in so many ways. It would seem to me that they're just playing the game of a streaming show and the game of a HBO show, a game of game of Thrones in game of House of the Dragon is the game of getting renewed. So don't give anybody any answers at a critical moment when you're negotiating for another contract, is my guess.
Ringy 452 says, they left us on a huge cliffhanger last week thinking we were getting a big fight.
Yup.
Then there's all happened off fucking screen. Thought we get later but episode, but no, all we got was talking. Yes.
Yep.
Exposition.
You're so
bullshit.
Right. When they say that,
bullshit.
Watch them have, like, when the writers talk too, they'll be like, there's been horrible violence and a terrible battle, and they'll show that 1 second of the field of bodies, you know?
Yeah.
So cheap. At the end. They did not apply their budget well at the end. They ran out of money or something.
They spent all their money on the dragon fight scenes and the dragon battles, because that's all this season 2 was the best. Was the red dragon versus the gold, and then when they have all these multiple people to test to see if they could have a 5G connection with dragons, you know, that was the best part of this season. When the dragon said, "No, we're gonna burn you people. I'm gonna burn you all." And then the two guys said, like, "Well, come on, eat me!" And then there's "Oh no!" The dragon said, "No, I like you." And then the one coward like, "Okay, go ahead and eat me now," you know. And then he's like, "Woohoo! I'm gonna be a dragon rider." Oh.
Well, the writer, Mr. Green Leather Flight Jacket guy, said that he felt it was important to show people getting on with dragons and getting a relationship with a dragon in something different than the usual dragon submits. So we didn't see that at all this season. We saw one dragon swoop down and pick a guy. We saw another dragon torch a bunch of people in an overstimulated frenzy. And then it seemingly scanned and 23andMe accepted two guys randomly, but they acted consistently. The other guy was too low down on the 23andMe chart to act inconsistently and get away with it. The dragon just freaked out and fries him. And then that was the comedy. And the show did show that it could be fun and funny. This ending was, they really screwed us with the ending.
If they made the dragons more of the show, more important than the people in the show, then this show would probably kick ass more. But
if we had a moment,
they had to put too much people and human element into it. It
was really just people. Like, we never had a time where Matt Smith was like down there with his dragon. Like, he does go down there and like he uses his 5G connection to call the dragon, and it like comes up behind him and spreads its wings in a power move, like a superhero kind of move, and like shoots the fire, and it's really cool and edgy, and he's standing in front and he doesn't turn back. It's like superhero stuff, and like the heat's blowing his hair forward. But I would just say that like what would have been better is, instead of some of these scenes that we had where we did buy time, and some of the things we did see that were gratuitous, how about we make like a puppet-like dragon head that's good enough where he can be like, have his hand on the dragon's head and be like, say his dragon's name and be like, we fought together, I care about you. And the dragon could be like, when you could like feed it something like, I don't know, like a treat. You know what I mean? Like show something, because it was just like we had people and then the people would just like 5G and the dragon would come tethered to them. It's like, dragon activated. The dragons just hang around eating sheep until the 5G signal goes out, I guess. Is that what it is, Bill?
Yeah.
We made our world a little dumber and more boring this year, is my guess. But not to the point that it can't be fixed and not to the point where it's not enjoyable. This was not a crash and burn. It's not a rolling car wreck. But a real letdown. And it wasn't a high-quality episode, in my opinion.
No.
Good performance by Dreadlock Biden was the star this week. Eye Patch McCain had a good episode, too.
I mean, we're getting shorter. I mean, there could be 2 more episodes, but I don't know.
At least we had, for the most part, as much story as we had show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not here to give you therapy. Snap out of it. Damn it, this was a great episode of House of the Dragon. We're going to show for it now. No, you know what? Bad job. Not that interested in what happens after this. These characters spend too much time equivocating. Basically a whole season. This season was an ad to get renewed for season 3 or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
pretty much.
And Bill said something before that might be true too. It could be possible that they manage their money poorly. It's just possible that they manage their money poorly.
I give this particular episode an F. An F. Or
an F.
Yeah.
This particular episode, I give it a D or an F too. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a failed episode. It might be a D. It might be an F. But it's a failure. This episode didn't work out. Let's see, Ringy. You're right, Ringy. And Matt Smith was wasting this whole season.
Finale,
I was thinking that 2 episodes that he had to start doing something.
You want a cliffhanger that's going to have some action in it, some shit go down that says, "Oh God damn, I really can't wait till next season." This has none of that.
We had political machinations that we already knew about. It's like basically we got double dumbass on you. It was like, I've always really had a deep dislike for you and your house, and it's like we knew that coming into the season, and then all season long we played cat and mouse. A couple of factions had it out. We had a couple of massacres off screen. We saw Fields of Bodies twice. So Westeros is in complete tumult, but we're dwelling with the factions that didn't do much fighting. Then when King Aegon's guys go out, whatever, the only army we see much of is Kristen Cole's, and they just get devastated in multiple dragon airstrike. Where out of all the commanders, he was just unlucky, man. He at least cared about his men. No one else does. But shocking turn events. I don't know what they'll do between now and next season. It could be it could take a really long time for them to get this out. I guess hopefully they're ahead of themselves because the show is a success. It was a success going into this season at least. I mean, I don't see this season as deal-breaking. I just see it as you really just didn't want to advance the plot all that much. Because they didn't. Where are we as we compared to where we were in episode 10 or episode 1? The last episode of last season or the first episode of this season? What's truly changed?
A hint. Right now it's hinting on major war and spoils.
Major war is going on. We're just not appreciating it because we don't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's absolutely war going on everywhere. It's just Dreadlock Biden's finally going to fight, and I guess he's our point of view warrior, and we're going to see his navy do something, which I guess will be all CGI. We had armies in the field through this whole season. Well, there's nothing to say because there's nothing left to be said. I guess that's why you can put a pin in this one. What do you think?
Yeah,
Outlaw?
I'm ready to put a pin in it. I'm done.
Guys,
I'm so
we'll
done.
we'll come back at you maybe with an upload, but we'll discuss what the hell went on when we sit down and figure this out like conspiracy theorists with yarn and string. I want to thank everybody from my channel who came by. I want
Thank
to
you, everybody.
I want to thank everyone, and if you're and hey, Cyrus, what's going on? Yes, an exclusive. I might be willing to do that. I didn't hear back. This was this just got honest. Let me message you, Cyrus, and we'll see if we can hop in a room for 5 minutes. Plan out tomorrow, because yeah, we're gonna do some stuff tomorrow. I'm gonna do some stuff tomorrow. I'm thinking of watching that Batman show, and if it's bad enough, like then I'll watch it with you. But House of the Dragon was like, this one turned into a bogus journey. We had an episode that looked was building to something, and then we like Lord of the Rings did. We built up and then we built up and it was Return of the King, like ending after ending. But those endings culminated, and these didn't. It's like this chain of events just stops. This chain of events gets to this point and just stops. And Ringy542 is so correct when he says Matt Smith was wasted this season. He really was. I was sad to see him used poorly. What are you going to do? Bill, any final thoughts, or are you still at the there's nothing to say? Because what can I say when there's nothing to say? Because it's just so insane that they would leave us with not like a cliffhanger, but
A
just
bad
like
taste
sort of,
in our mouths.
It's not a cliffhanger. What's going to
No,
happen
there's
is
no
very
cliffhanger.
obvious. It's
There's
very
a-
obvious where we're going. We've been going here all season. We just didn't want to make it happen in a meaningful way, or ever have it
There's
happen
no
on
payoff.
screen. This season was a season of the story of a B-side, and that's about it. I don't know what else to tell you. That was some weird shit. Anyway,
I think I need to go
guess-
watch Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, do you have a extra legal copy? I'll watch that again. I
Anyway,
enjoyed that. My name's Admiral Teague. This is my buddy Outlaw Bill.
Outlaw Bill.
There's my link. If you're a sub to Outlaw Bill and you haven't subbed to my channel, please do so. It'd be great to have you over there. And we're going to watch some Batman tomorrow and during the day. And it was great to have all of you here. Thank you so much for watching. And you know
Yes.
what? We love you all. And Energize. Thanks, Radioactive. Thank you, Josh Street. Thank you to...
Ringy 452.
Yes, thank you to
Josh Street,
Jackie
Radioactive.
Gleason, Jonathan
LDG.
Davis, Josh Street, LDG.
Johnson Davis.
Yes, Philip Gaming.
Philip, yeah.
And let's see, G.I.
Jack Lee
Sharma, thank you so much. John the Beagle Dad, thank you. Radioactive and Tim, thank you. And now we're going to close out the poll and make it official. Here we go. The final results for the final poll for Season 2 of House of the Dragon. How would you grade House of the Dragon? We got 38 votes on this one. Wow. Wow, Bill, can you believe that? 38 votes.
Yeah.
What's weird was we only had 15 people watching. Just kidding. We had a great turnout tonight. Thanks everyone who came by. Here we went. Here we go. How would you rate House of the Dragon Season 2? A, 42%. B, 34%. D, F crept up to 13%. C, 10%. 23% or 1/4 of all people, something less than satisfied. 42% very happy with it. 34% B. I, as the episode went on, wanted to downgrade my vote on the season from a B to a C, but it was a B minus to begin with. So
I
what,
went
it
from
become
a
C
B to
plus?
an F. I went from a B to a D minus on the the entire
Well,
of
the
the
whole
season.
season,
But this
and the
episode,
episode was an F.
gets a complete F.
Yeah, it was a D- or an F. It doesn't matter which one it
Yeah.
was. It was a failure, no matter how you want to look at it. I guess I will see some of you tomorrow afternoon. We'll watch some Batman. We'll entertain any questions before we go. But other than that, I guess
I
that
just want
brings
to
us
say
to
my
the end
parting
of
words.
Another one. Yes, go ahead.
Always remember to be excellent to one another and party on. And I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. I'm
those
your
like and
host,
follow
Outlaw
buttons.
Bill, and this is my friend Admiral Teague, signing off.
Thank you, guys. Hit those like and follow buttons for both our channels and subscribe to us. Bye. It's been a great journey.
Good night, everybody.
Enjoyed hanging out with all of you.